now the finals have been set. Boston Celtics, Golden State Warriors. I love it because with the NBA, we all know this. And this is kind of why I love the NBA. Not to say nothing wrong with the NFL and where it's parity, where it's you might get a wild card team to make it a Super Bowl, which is cool. But I like the NBA, probably the NHL too, is you get the best teams here. You might get an upset, right? But it's hard for like an 8 seed or to go to the finals. Most times it's the 1 through 4 seeds that are in the finals, which have been the best teams in the NBA. Most times, and I appreciate that because they're the best teams. You get to see the best of the best, So we got the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. And the Golden State has home field, I believe, home court.
Yeah, they do.
Got the home court.
Only thing about that, they had a late, man, them games start late, man. Listen, that game only starts at 9.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, by the time they clip off, it's 9:30 because they're gonna have the national anthem and all the talks.
It's gonna be late. It's gonna be late. I think the bubble was late too. Last year it wasn't. They were playing Phoenix.
Nah, the bubble wasn't late.
The bubble's early. Yeah, with the bubble they was early.
Oh yeah. That's right, because they were in the central site. Last year was late though, because that was. I mean, you gotta think it's prime time, man. People, 9 to
man, but they gonna be
9 to 12.
Man,
but the crazy part is
you wanted to be earlier.
But on the West Coast, they're gonna be. What's that? 6 o'clock West Coast time.
6 p.m. Yeah, you want it earlier, Craig?
And if the games are in Boston, you can at least start it at 8. You don't have to start the games at 9 for Boston games.
Yeah, that's true. You would have to start at 8.
And if it's on like a weekend, why not just start it at 8 anyway, regardless if it's on West Coast or East Coast? It should be
8, 7.
I can see an 8:30 tip for either.
Weekend.
No, just either one. 8:30 at the latest. You starting the game at
8:30.
8:30 tip. By the time, like Mo said, by the time you get through all that, the highlights and the pregame and all that stuff, it's like 9:20, 9:30 tip. Like,
yeah.
If you're gonna start the game at 9, tip it at 9. Don't tip it at 9:15, 9:23 or whatever it is.
Because think about it, because especially game 1, because they doing. I mean, with every game, but game 1 they hype it up. You got introductions, you got national anthem, you got all that stuff.
Commercial break.
And I think regardless, don't they do the? Well, no, they only did that because it was Toronto a couple of years ago, right? Do they do the Canadian national anthem? They do both national anthems?
No. That was just Toronto. Yeah, it was just because Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna tip off. If it starts at 9, tip off is probably gonna be
like 9:15, 9:20, all the talking, all.
Yeah, about 9:15, 9:20.
They give me about halftime. I'm gonna try to stay up because game 1, because Friday got work, but I'll be all right. I'll fight through it. But Lord,
I'm gonna try to stay up. We'll see. Yeah. But yeah, all right. So who wins the series? And how many games and why?
All right, I want to see new blood. I want to see new blood. Don't get me wrong. I want to see new blood, but I love Dynasty and I love Golden State because they've done it the regular way. I understand people can say, "Oh, they brought KD in," but I give them respect for that because they won a chip before they brought KD in. So they've built their organization around people they've drafted. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Their three best players, they drafted them. So I can respect that. So I'm gonna say Warriors in 7. I think this is gonna go 7. I think it's gonna be a classic. I'm gonna say Warriors in 7. Yeah, I'm gonna say Warriors in 7.
We don't know what Craig's gonna say, man. I know Craig. We don't know what Craig's gonna say because he's a stickler for picks, unlike me.
I mean, I picked the Warriors for the series before the playoffs even started.
See, there you go. See that?
I forgot who I picked. We got to run some of the tape back. I forgot who I said was gonna win it. I think I said Phoenix or Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Once I said Phoenix or Milwaukee. I think I said that.
I said the Bucks, but
yeah, I think I said Phoenix finally gonna get over the hump. I think I did say Phoenix.
No.
I mean, I had the Warriors from the beginning, so I'm still sticking with them. I mean, there's no reason for me to change my pick now just because the Celtics are in the final. I don't really care. So I'm sticking with the Warriors. Like, I just think they have they have all the experience. Like,
yep.
150 plus games to 0 versus for Boston. So the
I
experience.
thought it was 121.
Oh, is it? Okay, maybe it's 100.
Yeah, final games. It's a lot.
I thought it was
so a bunch.
Well, it's over 100. So, and the Celtics have 0 combined. So,
yep.
They have home court advantage.
Yep.
They have the better shooter.
Yep.
Better shooters in general.
Yeah.
Udoka's in his first year coaching versus Steve Kerr, who's been there multiple times as a player and a coach.
Yeah.
And Clay, he finally had a really good game in game 5 against Dallas, his best game of the series, and he's coming off of that game, and he's had rest, and they're getting Peyton back. They're getting Iggy back, and might be getting. It looks like they'll be getting Porter back. So you're getting a lot of players back that were hurt. Both teams have problems with turnovers. Boston can shoot, but they can't shoot like Golden State. Boston's better on the defensive side, and so you got kind of strength on strength. You got a really good defensive team, which is a really good offensive team. I like the fact that both teams kind of they didn't go the route of I guess like bringing other players in.
They're homegrown. Both are homegrown.
Yeah, so that's cool. I know there's been talk about Kevin Durant not on his former team, and then you got
we're gonna
former team and all this stuff, and there's talk about should he stay, whatever, should either one of them stay.
We're gonna talk about that later. Yeah.
I just think it's a cool story to have homegrown players pretty much that they built through the draft, and Boston with their picks that they traded Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce for, they returned those picks into Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and Marcus Smart's coming into his own. He's defensive player of the year. So, but I got Golden State in 6.
Ooh.
In Boston.
Is it gonna be a close 6?
As in like close?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's probably gonna be a couple blowouts, and it's not gonna be every game. It's not gonna be close, but and by blowouts I mean like 10 points, double-digit points.
Yeah, okay.
So like 10 points, 10 to 14 points or something like that. But I got to go with Golden State. I just think that they have just all the experience, and then they have home court. So if it does go back to Golden State for Game 7, that hostile environment is going to be crucial for this team. And I just don't think with Boston having no experience and first time being there, not saying that they're going to be just happy to get there, but the lights are going to be too bright for them, I think.
Ooh.
I think.
All right. You know what, guys? I've been tossing and turning in my bed about this. I don't know who I'm gonna pick. It's first. It was I'm leaning towards Golden State, but I'm picking Boston, and that's how I'm going, man. I don't have a team. I've been picking against them this whole time. Besides the Nets, they swept. I just think they're. You know what? I get experience, but Steph and Dre and Clay, they needed experience too. So it's Boston's first time, and I think they're gonna look at the lights and shut them down. I think they're gonna ball out. And I think it's going to be a 7-game series. I think it's going to be one of the best finals we've probably seen in a while. I do. That's just me. I think it's going to be a great basketball team versus another great basketball team. The storylines are great. You got Jason Tatum texting Kobe. You got, and that's his favorite player of all time.
Kobe texted him back and said,
"Go ahead, chill, man." I see that. I said that straight to you. I was like, "This internet is wild, man." So, internet is crazy. So, and then you got, we're gonna talk about Steph and Draymond, the legacies later. But I think Boston is. I think they're gonna do it. I think it's time for something new. I think they're They're young. They've been waiting for this. And listen, defense wins championships. And I think Boston has the defense to do it. They can play small, they can play big. I think Al Horford shows up. I think Marcus Smart has been showing up. And I think Boston, when you get to this level, you only running probably eight-man rotation. So it's not going to be too deep. And I think Boston 8 men are going to show up. I think Steph is going to show up. I think Clay is going to show up. I'm worried about Poole a little bit. He hasn't shown up like he was, and they're gonna need Poole to show up, and they're gonna need Draymond again, and Wiggins. But once again, I think this is gonna be a good.
I think Wiggins gonna be the X factor though.
Better hope so, because
just for defense, I think, because you can't put Clay on Tatum for the whole series. So you want to rotate between Wiggins, between the rookie. I think they're gonna use the rookie at times. Because you got the long arms, Kuminga. What's his name? Kuminga, something like that.
Yeah, it's Kuminga. But you also got Jaylen Brown that's not getting talked about a lot. So Boston is gonna be able to throw bodies, and they can have. Their switch ability is the highest switch ability rate in the NBA, which means they switch a lot. And I think that's going to deter Golden State. And I think Boston is going to come out champions.
I think they're going to run Boston around more than other teams have in the East. I think a lot of them teams in the East, their offense is real stagnant. Like I think Golden State will make Boston run around more than they're used to. I'm not saying Boston won't be good defensively. I'm saying make them work more.
Maybe we'll see, because Golden State gonna have to work on their end too. So I just think it's gonna be a good series. I think Boston's gonna go ahead and pull it out, and then everybody's gonna be talking about Tatum. I've loved Tatum for a minute. He is a superstar. We'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about that later. But so I got Boston.
As a Lakers fan, you're picking the Celtics to get.
Yes, I am. I am. I like players, and Lakers aren't there, and I mean I like Tatum, man. I think Tatum is that guy.
He's not that guy.
He's not. Man, all right.
I mean, what do you mean by that guy though? Craig, you talking about that guy like not top 10, or not that guy like not that guy?
He's not the best player in the series, guy. If you're saying that.
Oh no, not at all. I think that's disrespectful to say that.
But after he wins, he'll be that guy.
He'll be what guy? Best player in the league, guy?
No. Would he be top 10?
He'll be the best player in that series.
If he wins a chip,
then we put him in the top 10 championship with the Finals MVP. He'll be that guy.
He's not the best. I'm saying,
do we put him in the top 10 though?
He'll be the best player in the series if he wins Finals MVP and that chip. You heard it.
That doesn't mean he's the best player in the series.
Well,
Steph can drop 50 points a game.
Didn't do
still lose the series.
If they lose the Finals,
there's no way you're going to tell me that Tatum, who drops 20 points a game, is a better player than Steph.
We'll see.
Maybe that's not possible.
Maybe.
No way.
I know Steph wasn't on an All-NBA team this year.
Steph missed I don't know how many games.
And Tatum's a better defender. But that's neither here or there.
I mean, that's two different. I mean, that's another thing we talk about position, because that's why I don't like.
I'm just saying.
I don't like the hold up.
That might be on a little down, like on the downturn. That's all I'm saying.
Like them trying to argue. They're trying to argue LeBron and Curry's legacy now. I'm like, no, they're two different players. Like you can't even. That's why I talk to people. Are we talking about stats? Or are we talking about winning? Like, because they're two different players. You can't even compare them. Like that's what's tough.
They're two different players, and they've impacted the game in
different ways.
But so this is Craig.